How much does an international student at Tsinghua University, China spend in a day? Let me show you. Today's breakfast was recommended by my dearest friend. I literally walked to Tsinghua canteen because it's beside my dorm. We're at the first floor now, and I got this steamed bun for 2 yuan and warm milk tea for 2.3 yuan. After class, I rushed for lunch at the Tsinghua canteen 4th floor because they've just started the summer dessert series, which has huangyuan miangao. I got 2 of the desserts and a pan-fried dumpling for 10 yuan and this sweet glazed meat for 9.5 yuan. Then I filled out my water bottle at my dorm. It says here 0.05 yuan per pound. After that, dance practice ended quite late, so I went to the fruit store and bought a 12 yuan fruit platter. That's it, and let's review the total price. Breakfast 4.3 yuan, lunch 29.5 yuan, fruits 12 yuan, water 0.03 yuan. Commute, which is my own e-bike, and the dance studio was free. And the grand total is 45.83 yuan or around $6. I hope this answers your question about the living expenses in China. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
A day in my life as an exchange student at the best university in China. Through a face scan, I entered my uni, and the first thing I did was charging my student card. It's blooming season in Beijing, and it's so beautiful. I study business, and this is my uni building. Now, let me show you our canteen. So we have different ones. This one has 2 levels. I went to the first floor, and here you can find like a buffet, but also noodles and dumplings. So basically, I had dumplings with noodles and bubble tea just to hype myself up for the class I had on this day. And then in the afternoon, I went for a short walk. At 6 o'clock, I went to the canteen again and grabbed dinner. The saddest thing is I lost my headphones on this day. I hope I will find it someday. On this day was a Friday, so I went to a pre-party. But before I party, I always snack something. The goal was not to get drunk on this day, but it didn't end up well. I was kind of socially anxious because I didn't know most of the people. But honestly, it was so fun. We ended up in an elevator going to a party. Beijing is so big, and it took us 40 minutes with a taxi to get to this club. I had a drink and had a lot of fun. Met tons of people. Almost lost my phone, but never mind.
我在中国最好的大学之一的一天过得怎么样啊？今天早上起床和准备对我来说特别困难，但是我知道我必须迅速行动，因为今天是假期后第一天上课。然后我吃了粥，我特别高兴，因为终于在中国找到了一个特别好吃的燕麦片。我今天学习这么长时间，我感觉我的脑子要爆炸，但是我觉得这就是学习一门新的语言时会遇到的一些情况吧。后来我在学院里喝了一杯咖啡，然后我想看一下食堂里有没有一些好吃的东西。学院里大概有10家餐厅，但是今天我想在家里吃饭，吃了牛油果、芝士和鸡蛋的法棍，然后我花了剩下的上午时间学习和预习明天课的内容。
Hello everyone, I'm Benny, and it's now been more than a year since I moved to China. I came to China to join Peking University for a master's degree called Master of China Studies. Since I'm a Peking University student, a lot of people assume that I'm based in Hangzhou, but I'm actually not, because my campus is actually in Haining, near Jiaxing. At first it was a little bit weird because I moved from such a big city like Rome, my hometown in Italy, to Haining, but this city gave me so much in just 1 year. Living aside the amazing campus I live in, I made new friends from all over the world, explored new cultures, and made amazing experiences. Moving to China was my dream since during my bachelor degree I've studied Chinese language and culture, but I couldn't go to China because of, COVID. And now I can't believe that it's already been more than a year since I moved here. I still remember my first Taobao order. I still remember the first time I went to Hangzhou with my friends, when I made pasta with a Chinese friend on campus, when we got our bikes to go around the city, or when we went out for the first time to eat Korean barbecue, or when we went to the KTV. Everything seems so surreal. If you've already been on my social media accounts, you probably know that Chinese music is my biggest love. I've started listening to Chinese music back in 2018. At that time, I couldn't speak any Chinese. And now, 5-6 years later, I can't believe that I finally went to see my favorite artist live in China. I'd say that going to concerts and music festivals were the best experiences of my whole life. I've always went alone, so that was a great opportunity for me to practice my Chinese. I made a lot of new friends, met amazing people, and enjoyed some very good music. Another amazing experience was probably volunteering in a local elementary school. I played with the kids, we practiced English together, we make zongzi together, and those days made me really happy. But probably the best thing was traveling around China. I haven't been to a lot of places yet because, of course, I was busy with classes, exams, and stuff. But I'm pretty satisfied with all the cities I visited. I, of course, been to Hangzhou, Shanghai a lot of times. I've been to Jiaxing, Shaoxing. I've been to Qingdao and Beijing. Oh, I almost forgot Suzhou. I'm very, very grateful for the past 13 months, for all the amazing friends I made, for all the experiences, the opportunities, the amazing classes I attended. I'm very, very, very grateful. I like to say that China brought to life a part of me that I didn't know existed before. And I really like that part of me.
Did you know that in China, there's no Christmas holidays other than 1st of January? So here I am showing you what a typical international student day in a life looks like. For today, luckily, I have afternoon classes, so I got delivery for lunch, and only in China will I get a clay pot for $5. As usual, I was running late, so I got a DD, which was only $5, by the way. Sydney could never. And also lately, the weather has been freezing, so it's puffer season every day. I low-key come to class looking like a hobo, but hey, it's time to lock in for 3 hours of class. It's fun times being back in school and meeting your friends every day. Afterwards, to get my 10K steps in, I love strolling around the city. Shanghai is so beautiful. Today we decided to ride a bike to the restaurant. Slightly bad decision because my hand was basically frozen at the end of it. But hey, it's a China core experience. Went to this Guangdong Chai restaurant, which was really good. It was so juicy, and look at that toast, but rip the bear. Afterwards, I need more steps, so I get my favorite hey tea drink and mainly just window shop at funny stuff. Like at this chocolate pepe and even communism phrased cups. We had morning class the next day, so we can't stay out too late. So we go home using a metro and end the day with some studying.
Я пробовала лягушку, мне понравилось. Лягушка, это лягушка. 很好吃，老师。Нет, учительница дала печеньку.
什么吗？喝的。
Good morning! Today I'll be taking you guys to one day with me as an international student in the best university of China. Today I'm so excited because I have a lot of things to do. Does that even make sense? I started the day with a very healthy breakfast. And then I went to a very exciting conference to meet the former president of Ecuador. It was in Spanish and Chinese, and of course I could understand that either way. Then I went to have lunch with my friends, and of course it was super healthy. Then we had calculus, which is in Chinese, and it's pretty hard. But for some reason, we're just too happy here. We actually sit on the first row so that we can understand the class well. After the class, my beautiful Bulgarian friend made me the best coffee ever. After that, I went to the flower shop of our campus and I bought some flowers. It was so pretty. It's time to run 1,600 meters. We should run 4 times around the playground. After that, we had a night class that ended really late. Time to go back to my room.
Oops. I have to be careful.
Я пробовала лягушку, мне понравилось. Лягушка, это лягушка. 很好吃，老师。Нет, учительница дала печеньку.
喝什么吗？喝的。
University life in China has been amazing, honestly. I get to travel, eat good food, meet a lot of new people, and of course, there's the group projects. And well, as an international student in China, my Chinese is not the best. So how do I navigate group projects? Well, like all relationships, communication is key. I speak Chinese with my teammates, but I use English whenever there's something I can't express. But it's also important to keep track of your teammates' progress. But my teammates don't use Google Docs because Google is blocked in China. So my solution? I downloaded WPS Office because it's a supports real-time collaboration, so all my team members can edit on the same doc anytime, and I can stalk their progress. And the best thing, you get free access to Word, Excel, and PowerPoint features, so it's compatible for any of the Microsoft Office files. And also, we have access to their massive template library. Like, look at this, they have so many templates. WPS Office also supports multi-device sync, and this is so helpful because I like to travel a lot in China or just go out on the weekends, but I can make edits on my phone because the files are synced from my laptop. So if you guys are in uni and you need a platform that supports both real-time editing and multi-device syncs, you can definitely check out WPS Office. Hope this helps. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Matt, how do you open TikTok in China? Well, let me show you how. Turns out, not only do you need VPN, but you also have to do the super important step that most people don't really know about, and that is location. So go to your settings, search for TikTok, and in the location tab, make sure you set the access to never. This will basically hide the fact that you're in China. Then turn on your VPN, you can switch between regions according to what's stable, and ta-da, you can open your TikTok as usual. But Matt, what about SIM card? So about that, my phone has dual SIM card slots, so I set my Chinese SIM card to primary line to receive calls, but I put my Indonesian SIM card as a secondary line called business. So it doesn't matter which country SIM card as long as it's not China and you set it as a secondary line. And in the case your phone doesn't have dual SIM, you can use a second phone that has your local SIM card. So yeah, don't worry guys, you can still access TikTok in China if you come study or work here. So yeah, hope this helps. Bye bye.
Many foreigners say they want to see what Chinese universities look like. Now I come to the university I once attended to see the current university life in China. Let's go. The tall building in front of us is the administration building of our school. This video, I will introduce our Chinese university classrooms, students' dormitories and canteens, libraries, sports fields, and students' nightlife. This long complex under the administration building is our teaching building, which is 683 meters long, and most of my classes in college were taken here. Tuition here is about $800 a year. Let's sneak in and reminisce about the university classroom. I often skipped class when I was in college, and I didn't learn a lot of knowledge. But here, I made my best friend in life, Xie. Our school is called Huaqiao University, which is a very ordinary university, and even many Chinese have never heard of it. This is the west gate of our school, and the student street is outside. It will be very lively in the evening. Our university is about the size of 185 soccer fields, so you'd better have a vehicle. Let's go to the library. This blue glass building is our library, and my memories here are beginning to blur. Very quiet here because many students come here to study or sleep. I thought a lot of them were sleeping here, and when I walked in, I realized I was wrong. They were all studying, very different from when I was studying. Maybe the competitive pressure on students now is greater than I was then. Although I don't like to read books in the library, I like to read extracurricular books such as the Three-Body Problem. Okay, let's go for lunch. Here is our canteen. You can see that there are obviously more boys than girls here, because most of them are science and engineering majors here, which also leads to me not being in a relationship for 4 years in college. If I had to choose once, I would like to go to a school where girls are more numerous. The food in the college is very cheap. You see all these dishes about $1.5. Okay, I'm full. Let's go to the student dormitory. The building is the dormitory I used to live in. The school has a total of 27 colleges with about 16,000 students. I used to study at the College of Computer Science. This is the dormitory I lived before. And many of my classmates are now programmers. Some work at Tencent, some work at Huawei, but I finally chose to do business with my friend Xie. I have been graduating for 8 years, but I can still find memories of that time. The accommodation fee here is $120 per year. Okay, let's take a look at the extracurricular life of the students. This is our playground. Here is our soccer field, and I once took a photo here. During the day, many students here do sports, and in the evening, there will be many couples walking here. This is one of the basketball courts in our school. We have many basketball courts in our school. I used to like playing basketball very much, and I suffered a lot of injuries. It's evening now, let's have a look. I used to play basketball here every night. Our school's basketball team is very famous in Chinese universities, which is why I choose this university. Okay, let's go to the student street for a walk now. It's busy time there. This is our student street. There are plenty of restaurants, bars, and some entertainment venues here. Student Street is located off campus. People outside the school can't enter the school without permission. And today I was able to enter the school because I applied with my former teacher. It is worth mentioning that when I was still studying here 8 years ago, this student street was not built. I'm very envious of the current students have such conditions. Okay, next video, I will go to visit the factory opened by the senior. See you in the next video.
A day in the life.